Gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to set these drivers loose. 125 laps of racing action here from USA International Speedway. It is the Throttle Down Motorsports Endurance Series as these drivers ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go to battle. They're ready to duke it out here for another evening of wild racing action here on PeaceMaker Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Whether we're live or you're rewatching the broadcast right now, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to set these drivers loose. We get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit as practice coming to a close. We're going to see a quick little bit of really qualifying out there on the racetrack for these drivers, which we're not going to do that when it comes to the actual series next Monday. Next Monday, we're going to see heat races. We're going to see 4 wide starts here, stopped starts 4 wide for these drivers, and that's going to make things even more exciting than what we'll even see here this evening, as we'll do 2 wide rolling starts here for the practice races. It's just nice to get things rocking and rolling here for a practice event as you see the 93 ride rolling out there onto the racetrack as we get ready to set them loose here, ladies and gentlemen. We get ready to go to battle here from USA International Speedway. The track crew has went to work. They've made this place look very, very beautiful. Looks like we got a great racetrack here for these drivers to duke it out this evening as action is about to get underway. Things are about to get exciting here in this one as each and every one of these drivers locked and loaded, ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle, ready to duke it out here this evening. Woo! Chat! Let's go, baby. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Woo! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. Is practice coming to a close? That means we are going to get these drivers ready. Yes, they do have a quick 5-minute open practice here to jump out onto the racetrack, make sure that they have the absolute best setup, the best opportunity, the best chance they can here to have themselves a great evening at the racetrack. As my boy Craig Michael Deacon coming in with the heart reaction, Aaron Benschneider coming in with that heart reaction as well, Steve Stefanski, Jake Stefanski coming in showing the love with the reactions here in this one as things are about to get underway. Things are about to get spicy here today as my seat is very low. Let's bring that up a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Sitting up a little taller there. There we go. Slouched down there. I felt like I was taking a nap. My gosh, it's practice coming to a close. Qualifying about to get underway here for these drivers. Qualifying is about to get locked and loaded and ready to go. These drivers are ready to duke it out as Cameron Stefanski, Rob Stefanski coming in with the thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are the Stefanskis here this evening as Evan Stefanski coming in showing the love as well with the like on the stream. How are you, Evan? Evan coming in dropping that thumbs up as well. Steve Stefanski says best in the business, Peacemaker. Steve, my boy, coming in showing the love. Let's go, brother. I appreciate that. Matt Taylor, my boy Matty coming in showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Mr. Taylor? How are you today? Hit Control R. Who's got different paint schemes out there on the racetrack? Oh, let's click on to iRacing itself here for a quick refresh. Take a look here at Jordan Miller's ride. See out on the racetrack, there's a lot of names out here. There's a lot of cars out there on the field. Woo! There we go, Jordan Miller. And the Weed Racing ride, that's all I see. The Weed Racing ride. See a lot of these drivers out here looking for a great run, a great drive here this evening from the beautiful USA International Speedway. Jacob Stefanski out there on the racetrack and in Sunrise Racing, Throttle Down Motorsports, number 32, looking for a good run here this evening. You see Cameron Stefanski out there in his 2 ride looking for a good run as well as the Stefanskis in a bunch here this evening as we got 4 Stefanskis in the field to just make my job that much harder. Just to make my job that much harder here for these drivers as Cliff Turner out there as well in the 35. Ryan, you see the 553 machine out there as well as my boy Rich Murtaugh, Mr. Murtaugh coming in and setting it off here with the 500-star dono. Are you kidding me, Rich? Are you kidding me, brother? Coming in, showing the love. Woo! Coming in, setting it off here with the 500-star donation and coming in with the like and the share as well. Let's get a hashtag Murtaugh up in the chat. My boy coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Woo, says hello from the Keys, brother. You're still down. You're still in the Keys, my dude. Oh, lucky guy, man. I wish I was down in Florida. I wish I was somewhere nice and warm and enjoying some sun, enjoying the beautiful weather and beautiful women out there on the beach and everything else. Oh, that'd be so much fun. My boy Jonathan Easterwood coming in with the like on the stream as well. How are you, Jonathan? Jonathan coming in, some match of that thumbs up here on the broadcast. As Rob Stefanski says, good luck to all the Stefanskis out there. Yes, and there is a lot as right now, Steve Stefanski in the 15 ride, second quickest here in this qualifying run as Seth Castle with the quick time. Johnny Ratley, third quickest in his DWR iRacing iFlag Evil One Graphics number 1 machine. Is that third fastest driver of the Throttle Down Motorsports Precision Auto Bodies number 34, the big T machine of Dustin Benton in that fourth position with Jacob Stefanski. Rounding out our top 5 here in qualifying, Dakota Proud, Samuel Hubbard, Jordan Millard. Then we see Dylan Simmons and Brandon Blackman rounding out our top 10. Zachary Clark, Logan Dinsmore, Brian Howard, last week's second place finisher, almost came home with the victory last Monday in the Street Stocks here in this series practice race. So he's looking good. Cliff Turner in the 35 out there on the racetrack. Jeff Kendrick in his 81 ride looking for a good run here this evening. Sean Powers in the 533 ride looking for a good run with Bo Begood. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Bo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Cameron Stefanski out there in his 2 ride looking good. Evan Stefanski in the 116 looking for a good drive here as well inside the top 20 as Chris Littrell. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Chris. Chris coming in as well. Rounding out our top 20 is Travis Barkley out there in the 05 ride. Scott Mezer out there as well. Troy Owenby, Tristan Perrin, Sheldon Bell, Brody Osberger, Dylan Doucette out there as well on the racetrack here as we'll get these drivers all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here in just a few more moments. Cliff Winders out there as well in the 74 ride, looking to have himself a good run in the 74 machine as Rich says, being on the boat for the past few days, I'm very good too. Oh, I can imagine a couple days out there on the boat. I'm sure you're just absolutely steaming. The fools let me rent a boat. He says, oh God, the fools, they let him rent a boat. Who let this guy on the water? No, just kidding. My boy is up in Daytona now. Your boy's up in Daytona now. Nice. Yeah, so yeah, NASCAR getting fired off this week, so that's going to be very interesting. NASCAR getting fired underway. What do we got? The Gatorade duels or whatever they call them now on Thursday? Thursday, I do believe the duels are. So, I mean, what is it, Wednesday? I think they do qualifying. Something like that. Wednesday they do qualifying, and then Thursday are the duels, and then obviously Sunday is the Daytona 500 and NASCAR season getting back underway, so that's going to be very, very fun as the checkered flag is going to fly here at USA International Speedway. So that means that qualifying coming to a close in our A-Main feature event about to get underway. Dylan Simmons coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. James Monroe coming in with that heart reaction. Tony Whipperman, Whippersnapper coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. Says he's at the dirt track tonight, Fallujah Speedway. Yes, that's going to be a great show right there again tonight for Fallujah Speedway. Everyone trying to pick themselves up a gator. I got a bunch of buddies even from up here in Ontario that are down there racing and being pit crews and everything else. So I got a lot of buddies that are down there as well, and you know, they're looking to have some fun. They're looking to try to get some, maybe pick up a gator themselves down there in Fallujah, which would be probably some of their biggest wins that they've ever had would be down there in Fallujah, that's for certain. So it's going to be interesting to say the least as we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go as Tony says East Bay got postponed. Oh, no! East Bay got postponed. That sucks. East Bay, I think this is like, what, one of their final events one of their final events for East Bay, so that's sad to see. That's sad to see. It's such a beautiful racetrack, a bit of a rough track, but very beautiful and unique racetrack, and it's always a bad thing to see racetracks get shut down and everything else. As my boy, the Big D Machine, Dustin Benton, coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. Big D coming in, showing the love here with the big love. As Rich says, I think I got him a ride in a modified this week. Let's go. Let's go. That's what's up right there. Get him in there. Get him in there. Get him out there on the racetrack. The High Limit Series. Yeah, the High Limit Series. Kyle Larson Series. Let's go. That's gonna be a good show when they get to run it. Dustin says, let's get it, boys. Let's go, Dustin. Volusia just got rained out, too. Oh, my God. Everywhere's getting rained out. That's crazy. East Bay and Volusia both getting rained out. That's wild. That's wild. As we'll get ready to rock and roll here, our A main feature event about to get underway. 125 laps of racing action. As my boy Aaron M29 coming in and says, I'm in this. My boy Aaron, you're in the field here. Where's my boy Aaron M29 in the field here? I don't see no Aarons in here. Where is he? There he is, Aaron Martin back there. There's Aaron Martin way back here in the field. Looking to have himself a good run back in the 25th position. As starting on the pole, though, in the top spot, it is the 4 Machine. The Adrenaline Racing, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Darkside Racing, number 4 of Seth Castle. Is outside in the Throttle Down Motorsports, Sunrise Racing, number 15. That is Steven Stefanski down to the inside. In position number 3 is the DWR iRacing iFlag JRE Evo 1 graphics ride of Johnny Ratley. To his outside in the Throttle Down Motorsports White Knuckle Setup Shop, number 33. That is Dylan Simmons. Followed behind him in position number 5. It's his teammate in the Precision Auto Bodies, WB Crave Designs TDM, number 34. That is Dustin Benton. To his outside, another one of his teammates, Jacob Stefanski, in the Sunrise Racing ride there in position number 6. Here is the inside lane going to move up a little bit. Dakota Proud now there, as it looks like the 4 ride of Seth Castle going to take an EOL here in that 4 Machine, as we see Samuel Hubbard, Jordan Millard, Ryan Howard, Zach Clark rounding out our top 10. Logan Dinsmore, Brandon Blackman, Cliff Turner, Jeff Kendrick, Bo Begnode. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Cameron Stefanski, Sean Powers, Travis Barkley, Chris Littoral. Then we see Scott Mezer, Evan Stefanski, Brody Asperger, Cliff Winders, Troy Owenby, Aaron Martin, Dean Chance, Seth Castle bringing up the rear of the field. So going from the front of the pack to the back of the pack. That is from the penthouse to the outhouse for the 4 ride, as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we are quickly green flag racing here from USA International Speedway. Johnny Ratley quickly jumping out to the point here, but here comes the Big D Machine and Dustin Benton looking right down to his inside. The Big D ride going to try to roll the inside lane, and looks like he's going to have the advantage here. Nice and easy at a corner number 4, as he's going to jump up and lead lap number 1 here from USA International Speedway. So the 34 of Dustin Benton out in front, with Johnny Ratley there in second. Steven Stefanski there in third, with Dakota Proud, Jordan Miller there rounding out our top 5. And then you see Jacob Stefanski, Ryan Howard, Samuel Hubbard, Zach Clark, and Dylan Simmons rounding out our top 10. And Simmons trying to hang on to that 33 ride, unfortunately sliding backwards here, as he's already back into position number 11 and down 7 spots on the racetrack, as Logan Dinsmore works to his inside in the 00 ride. In the 2 car right there of Samuel Hubbard running the PJ Popham number 2 ride, the Pacer Signs and Designs Flawless Auto Body number 2 car. At least that's what Trading Paints has shown me is on the racetrack here, as you see the Race on Texas 727 ride of Zach Clark up a couple spots into position number 8, as we do see a few drivers deeper in the field trying to work themselves up. You see the 9 ride of Bo Begnode there in his car. You see the number 81 ride of Jeff Kendrick going around here. No caution flags here. This endurance race is just fully enduro. It is not a demolition derby. It's just 125 laps. No caution flags. It's the best of the best that can run their car for that 125 laps without blowing a tire, without having too many issues out there on the racetrack. And trust me, we're going to see a lot of issues. We're going to see a lot of crashes, a lot of things happen to drivers out there on the racetrack. And, you know, we'll see drivers still come in, they'll leave. They'll come in, they'll leave. It'll be kind of back and forth there as long as everyone stays out there on the racetrack. Should see some great racing action, and we can see drivers from deep in the field work themselves up to the front of the field in a quick hurry, as my boy Aaron M29 in the field there. Aaron Martin looking for a good run, a good race here out of that M29 ride, as it's actually in the 42 ride here this evening. As woo, chat, this is a lot of fun. This is a great race. This is a beautiful racetrack and a beautiful facility here at USA International Speedway to see the 40 ride. Unfortunately, going for a loop-de-loop there. That is Brody Asperger there in the number 40 ride. Unfortunately, having a tough break. He takes his Mac Tools ride down pit side as the big D machine of Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way. So Dustin out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done, as Johnny Ratley sticking right there on his back bumpers. Ratley not letting him run away with this one. Dakota Proud, Steven Stefanski, Jordan Miller, Ryan Howard, Jacob Stefanski, Zach Clark, Samuel Hubbard, and Brandon Blackman rounding out our top 10 here, as Blackman trying to work himself up into position number 9 on the racetrack, as Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way, continuing to try to show these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Cody Horton, my boy Cody, coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Jordan Miller coming in with the share as well on the broadcast. Logan Rohr coming in, showing the love with the thumbs up, and my boy Dustin Benton with the thumbs up as well. Amy Marie Stefanski coming in, showing the love with that heart reaction here on the broadcast. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as these guys continuing to put on an absolute wicked show here for us, lap after lap after lap, and things just keep getting more and more intense, as here comes that number 19 ride of Dakota Proud. Proud has hunted down our top 2 here, and he's looking to join this fight for the race lead, as Dustin out in front, but the one ride of Johnny Ratley sticking right there on his back bumper. Now here up into position number 4 comes that number 27 ride, as Jordan Miller trying to work himself up inside the top 3 here, as he's into position number 4 and looking for more out of that 27. The Dirty Money Racing number 4 ride of Ryan Howard rounding out our top 5, is Ryan Howard, last week's second place finisher, there in position number 5, with Steven Stefanski there in 6th, Jacob Stefanski there in 7th, Zach Clark in position number 8, battling door to door here with Brandon Blackman. Then we see Samuel Hubbard there in 10th, Dylan Simmons, Logan Dinsmore, Sean Powers, Cliff Turner, and Seth Castle rounding out our top 15 here in this one. Travis Barkley, Cameron Stefanski, Evan Stefanski, Troy Owenby, Aaron Martin rounding out our top 20, with Bo Begnude there in position at number 21. Cliff Winders, Chris Litterell there in position number 23. Then you see Jeff Kendricks right there with them, door to door down into corner number 3. Here's our race leader, slowly but surely starting to roll up on some lap traffic here. So the first time they're going to have to deal with trying to work themselves around some of the slower cars on the racetrack, and this is where things get very, very interesting. The slower cars that are struggling, trying to keep their cars pointing in the right direction. They can make a quick mistake or anything else here with our race leaders going around them, can make things very, very interesting. The 81 ride right now could make a mistake trying to stay there. Could have got into the back bumper right there of the 34 ride. Could have spun him out or anything else. Where are y'all at next? Oliver, unfortunately, this is the only race, the only broadcast for us here tonight, brother. This is the only broadcast we do tonight for the evening, so unfortunately I don't know where anyone else or any of these other drivers are racing, but this is the only place I'll be here this evening, is right here at USA International Speedway for this one. as Dustin Benton out in front. The 40 ride still having some more issues out there on the racetrack as he gets a piece of the 81, and you see the 28 ride collected there as well. It's the 40 ride trying to get turned back around. You see, unfortunately, a few other drivers tied up in that as well. Jordan Millard having some issues in his number 27 ride. The 4 car right there as well. It's the 116. Is Stefanski going to get up in there? He's going to go upside down. Miller just trying to get his 27 car turned back around, and unfortunately here, the one Stefanski going upside down. That's Evan Stefanski upside down there in corner number 4, and unfortunately he's got a turtle right there. He's going to need some help and someone to give him a hand there, and it looks like he's going to get that helping hand as the 33. He's going to jump up there. Dylan Simmons giving him a helping hand right there as we see a couple big hits, and unfortunately a lot of drivers getting collected right there. Let's see if we can get another look at it here. So unfortunately a couple of drivers getting tied together here, and that's what this race brings, and this is what makes things that much more interesting here as the 40 ride sends it into corner number 1, just gets in there a little bit too low there and just unfortunately loses it, gets into that inside wall. Then here comes the 35 into the side of him, and then from that point on it's on like Donkey Kong as he's trying to get backed up, trying to get pointed back in the right direction here. He's got some pretty good damage on his ride as take a quick look and see what else happens as slowly but surely our race leaders catch up to him here. And it all starts to fall apart down in corner number 3 and 4. We need some Benny Hill music right here. We get some Benny Hill music in the background right now. Somebody get it going. Someone get it going right now. There you go. Spins around right here in corner number 3 and 4, and then he's going to try to get this car pointed back in the right direction. As he does that, here comes the 27, the 81 into him, the 4 car getting a big piece of that. Brandon Blackman in there, and the 4 in the 32 getting a piece there as well. And then unfortunately just everyone kind of just getting piled into that wreck, and Jordan Millard getting some heavy contact. A lot of drivers having issues out there on the racetrack as that really mixes things up. Is now out in front, making the move here. The 1 rider, Johnny Ratley, going to jump out in front here as Johnny Ratley leading the way. Dakota Proud there in second, trying to take this lead away as Dustin Benton back to 3rd. Steven Stefanski there in position number 4 in looking for more with Samuel Hubbard there in position number 5. Okay, I just didn't know if this was a season race. It is a series. It is a series, that is for certain, but I don't know where they race next or anything else. I just load in, and that's all we do. That's all we do. I just load into the server wherever they're racing, they're racing. Other than that, I don't care where they race or how many cars are out there or anything else. I just get paid to show up and put on the show, whether or not there's 5 cars or 500 cars, brother. Other than that, I do not care what racetrack or what car or anything else that these guys are in. If you're interested in joining the league, make sure you get a hold of Dustin Benton or the Throttle Down Motorsports crew, and they'll get you pointed in the right direction, or shoot me a message and I can drop you the Discord channel, and that's about as far as I can go right there. Is Dustin Benton going to work himself back to the front of the field here as Johnny Ratley slides back to 3rd now as Dakota Proud trying to use that outside group to his advantage. Going to lead us down into corner number 3, but he's got some lap traffic right there with him as they go 3 wide down through corner number 3 and 4, the 19 ride. Dakota Proud going to stay out in front is Proud. Leading the way here in that 19 car, looking to slide up and clear a pair of 9s there on the high side as they come right back at him. As he gets up a little bit too high, opens up the door down low for Dustin Benton. Is Benton going to slide back out in front of that number 19 ride. So Dakota Proud going to have to try to battle back and find some more speed here to jump up and get back around the number 34. Rob Stefanski says, can you give a shout out to the original Sunrise Racing Alan Peters? Absolutely, Alan Peters coming in showing the love. Obviously, we always give shout outs to all of our drivers here, as Alan coming in with the like on the stream. Eric Eichstedt coming in as well with the like on the stream. Michael King says, how can I get into these street stock races weekly? All you got to do is join the Discord. All you got to do is join the Discord, sign up, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Other than that, I don't know if that is it or if there's anything else that I don't know, but once you get in there, you can get in there and talk to any of the admins or any of the guys that put on the shows, and they'll get you pointed in the right direction where you need to sign up or anything else. But there is the Discord for this race. As we are looking pretty out here in this one. These guys putting on a great show, but it's all Dustin Benton out in front here as the big D-Machine jumping back out in front and taking this race lead away. Looking very strong here as Dakota Proud hanging on to position number 2 here. Johnny Ratley still in third, trying to work himself around some of that lap traffic. It's the Dodge. Number 9 ride right there in front of him. Steven Stefanski a little farther back there in position number 4 and looking for more with Samuel Hubbard there in position number 5 in the Pacer or PJ Popham. Pacer Signs and Designs, Flawless Auto Body number 2 ride. Dylan Simmons there in position number 6 with Sean Powers. There in 7th, Ryan Howard, Cliff Turner, Jacob Stefanski rounding out our top 10 in the Sunrise Racing. DCSSS Throttle Down Motorsports number 32. Logan Dinsmore there in position number 11 with Seth Castle up into position number 12. Cliff Winders there in 13th with Aaron Martin in the 14th position, up 14 spots here since the drop of the green flag. Currently our hard charger on the evening in that number 42 ride is Martin up 14 positions. A heck of a run so far for that number 14. Bo Begnode there in position number 15 with Troy Owensby there in position number 16. Chris Littoral there in position number 17 with Cameron Stefanski, Jeff Kendrick, Evan Stefanski rounding out our top 20. Travis Barkley unfortunately off the racetrack, so isn't Jordan Millard, as Millard and Barkley both taking their cars off the racetrack, as Brandon Blackman also off the track with Zach Clark, Brody Osberger, Dean Chance, Scott Messer all taking their rides down pit side. So a tough break as we get a few of these drivers off the racetrack. Is out in front, it is this number 34 of Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way as Sam Wagner coming in showing the love, says let's go Cam, let's go Cam. I don't know, Cam. I see Cliffs. Who's Cam? Cam is short for Cameron Stefanski. Stefanski right now in position number 18. Unfortunately, you believe he is at least a lap down here in that 2 ride. So he's going to need some extra help from up towards the front of the field. If some of these drivers can start to have issues up there on the racetrack, you can make your lap back in a quick hurry, as it doesn't take much for one of these drivers to lose their car, blow a right rear tire or anything else, as that's what the big thing is going to be trying to stay in conservation mode out there on the racetrack. You can run as hard as you want for 125 laps, but you're going to have a lot of tire fall off. You're going to have your hands full probably in the last 50 laps of this race. You're going to be really struggling to work yourself around the racetrack and trying to find different grooves and everything else, where it's going to be very interesting to see how long these drivers can stay, consistent, continue to hit their marks, continue to hit their goals here for lap times, and not having extreme tire fall off out there on the racetrack, as these guys continue to put on a great show here for us all evening long. Dustin Benton, Dakota Proud 1 and 2, as Johnny Ratley still back there in third, Steven Stefanski there in position number 4, and Samuel Hubbard there in position number 5. Sean Powers up into 6 as Dylan Simmons down 3 spots there in 7th. Ryan Howard and Jacob Stefanski rounding out our top 9 as the number 0-0 ride of Logan Dinsmore rounds out our top 10. As our top 10 drivers looking very strong out there on the racetrack. You see Seth Castle, who was our pole sitter, out there in the 4 car looking for a good run here, as he took the EOL to start this race, going from the front of the field to the rear of the field. Has slowly but surely worked himself back up into the 11th position. Only got to pick up one more spot here to work himself up inside the top 10. Jacob Cameron and Evan Stefanski, all brothers. My boy Steven Stefanski, my nephew. Okay. That's interesting. Aaron Benecha says, damn, how many Stefanskis are there? There's 4 Stefanskis out there in this one. 4 Stefanskis out there. We got Jacob, Cameron, Evan, and Steven Stefanski out there on the racetrack. And luckily enough, they all have different paint schemes. If they all had the same paint scheme, my job would be even tougher. And I'm glad that they definitely don't have the same paint schemes. And hopefully they never can do in any of these races, or else that will drive me crazy, as he can clearly point them out by their paint schemes. As you see the 34 ride of Dustin Benton, and it's kind of multicolored, multi-body paneled car here, as it looks like he's got little bits of every single car he's ran for the last year on that car. So definitely an interesting looking paint scheme, definitely an interesting looking ride here for that 34 ride. It looks like they just kind of pieced all the sheet metal out of every car he's ran. So cool looking paint scheme there out of that 34 ride. Is two Throttle Down Motorsports rides currently running 1 and 2. Is Dakota Proud having a great run right there in second, as Johnny Ratley back there in third hasn't really let them run away with it. He's hanging right there with them, only about a second back behind our race leader Dustin Benton right now, is Stevie Stefanski a little farther back there in position number 4. Samuel Hubbard there in 5th, as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you've been enjoying this racing action, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. drivers. It's a heck of a run, a heck of a drive here by all these cars out there on the racetrack, but slowly but surely our lead lap cars are starting to fall off here as drivers starting to run out of tires, starting to have some difficulty out here on the racetrack. And still, this good battle at the front of the field as door-to-door, Johnny Ratley jumping out in front over Dustin Benton as Benton and Ratley door-to-door here. The 34 line getting a little bit loose there through that middle side, right through the slick stuff as Ratley hooked up down the bottom side. Dustin going to get right to his back bumper as they go nose to tail down into corner number 3. Dustin going to have his hand down here to the inside as they make a little bit of contact. Some beating and banging here at the front of the field as Dustin Benton looking to try to jump up and take this race lead back away from Johnny Ratley. Side by side, down across the line here into corner number 1. Here once again, Ratley up into the outside wall. The big team of Dustin Benton almost going up there with him here. Dustin going to jump back out in front and take this lead away. Johnny Ratley there in second, a little farther back, almost 6 seconds now. You see our third place driver, Dakota Brown. Brown back there in position number 3. Steven Stefanski back there in position number 4 and looking for more. Samuel Hubbard there in 5th with Ryan Howard in 6th. Seth Castle there in position number 6. He's slowly but surely starting to pull away from our race leaders as Dylan Simmons there in position number 7. Sean Powers, unfortunately, the first driver 1 lap down in position number 9 as Jacob Stefanski there in 10th, 1 lap down as well. Bo Begnerd there in position number 11. Logan Dinsmore there in 12th. Chris Littrell there in position number 13 with Troy Owenby. Aaron Martin rounding out our top 15. Evan Stefanski there in 17th. Or 16th. Cameron Stefanski there in 17th. Then we see Jeff Kendrick. Liv Winters off the racetrack. Liv Turner also off the racetrack here. Is out in front. Dustin Benton continue to lead the way. Does anyone know which league to search up for this? You'd probably want to look up the Throttle Down Motorsports Enduro Series or the TDM Enduro Series, something like that. That PeaceMaker Gaming didn't have me out there. My pedals died tonight. Everything connected and good, just no response. Guess time for an upgrade. Yeah, that's a weird one. You might have to look and see if you can find like there's like an update or something, a software update for maybe the pedals and stuff that's not in it, that may not be the issue or may be the issue possibly. I'm not sure. That's crappy though. That sucks. I think Seth Castle, or who was selling their stuff? I think Seth Castle or somebody was trying to sell all their equipment there earlier this or later last week, so you might be able to get some new stuff off them. I can't remember if it was him or Jason Gunnels or one of them. It's either one or the two. We're usually always trying to sell their stuff or trying to get out of it or something like that. Now in front, Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way. Johnny Ratley right there in position number 2 as Dakota Brown back there in position number 3, trying to keep himself out of trouble. Some beating and banging back there going on as the 32 line of Jacob Stefanski back in the 10th position. Unfortunately, finds himself a lap down, but trying to work himself up into that lucky dog position. Unfortunately, no caution flags here in this race. He's just got to hope that a bunch of our drivers in the front of the field run into issues. Looking at Mazda, I think it's called. Yeah, the Mazda stuff, they're pretty good. Yeah, Steph is selling his stuff too, yeah. Just breathe, Ratley, you got this. Johnny's always very, very fast. Him and Dustin, they are no slouches when it comes to these dirt street songs. They've been around the scene for a very, very long time. They both competed and battled in a lot of the biggest leagues in iRacing and obviously a lot of big battles and official races and other big races. Money races for these dirt street stocks, and they're no slouches, and they're not going to give up. Beating and banging and battling with each other here as the big D machine Dustin down low. The one ride with Johnny Ratley sticking right there with him. Going to try to take another peek down low as these tires really starting to fall off. These drivers having their hands full out there on the racetrack. Any drivers out there in chat that run them, let me know your experience. Yeah, I'm not sure who runs what. I think Tony Whipperman for a little while, he was running all Mazda stuff, and he was talking that it was really good stuff. So I'm not 100% sure on what everyone else is running, but I've heard good things. I'm sure they make some very, very good stuff. Just like any other company, they all make really good stuff, especially when it comes to sim racing or anything else related. It's contact again here between Ratley and that 34 ride. Ratley trying to hang on to it there. Had to get onto the binders a little bit, and that's unfortunately going to slide him back about a second behind that 34 ride of Dustin Beck, but still a lot of laps left to go here. We're almost, I don't even know what you'd want to call it, I guess, 3/5 of the way through this race as lap 73 goes up onto the board, a couple laps away from 50 laps left to go here in this one. So a lot of racing action left to be had here for these drivers. So things are going to be very, very interesting here over this next 50 lap area. This is where I was talking about earlier on when things are going to happen, when tires are going to start to fall off by an extreme amount, when we're going to start to see tires blow out. This is a long racetrack. And this is a very slick racetrack, big, wide turns. You're really taking a lot of stress onto these rear tires, and unfortunately, we're going to see a lot of tire blowouts here throughout this race. We're going to see the drivers just lose the handle of their car, not be able to really drive it anywhere. They're going to have to try to get it down pit side and get some fresh tires in a quick hurry. And you got to just hope that it happens maybe down in like corner number 2 or corner number 3, and then you can get down pit side in a quick hurry, not, you know, after the start finish line or in corner number 1 having issues and trying to lift your car back all the way around to pit side. It's another great battle here in this one, as Anthony says, my season is about to be busy soon. I am helping my buddy Joshua Cox this season with his UMP modified, so virtual racing might be a hit and miss for me for a while. Yeah, brother, absolutely. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, real racing is gotta be the mainstay. Sometimes it's, you know, you gotta put on the back burners and worry about in real life stuff, because you can really see these drivers, as I was talking about here, as we hit just over lap number 75. So that means that we got 50 laps of racing action left here in this one, and these tires are really starting to fall off. These drivers are having their hands full out there on the racetrack. Everyone's just trying to keep their car pointed in the right direction, trying to help these tires stay clean and green here throughout this race. As the tires start to fall off more, we're going to see more and more blowouts, more and more drivers go for loopy-loops, and things are going to get very, very interesting here as you see the 533 ride go for a loopy-loop right there in front of Johnny Ratley. Ratley still in second, and more contact as the 9 ride hard up into the outside wall. That was Troy Owenby up into the outside fence there. He's going to keep on rolling here. Luckily enough, everyone else able to avoid him, as, dang, that was a hard hit right there for that 9 machine to Troy Owenby, as he's sticking with it, sticking strong out there on the racetrack, and continue to just roll around here as you see Steven Stefanski now finding himself up into position number 3 here, as Dakota Brown back to position number 4. Seth Castle back there in the 5th position here, the 4 ride. Supposed to start on that pole position, took the EOL start at the rear of the field, and here he is, slowly but surely working himself up through the traffic, just keeping that 4 ride pointed in the right direction. He's finding himself inside the top 5, as there he goes, Dakota Brown pit side here, so maybe a blowout on the 19 ride. We also see Samuel Hubbard also down pit side, possibly getting some tires. There you go, jacking that car up, taking those right sides off, putting on some new fresh plates for that number 2 ride. The 19 probably the next driver down to get some repairs as well, as see Dustin Benton struggling here in corner number 2. He may be the next driver with a blowout, as you see. Fortunately, you saw the 32 ride right there of Jacob Stefanski parked down into the inside wall, and the Sunrise Racing Throttle Down Motorsports number 32 ride. I'm not sure what's wrong with that car, but he's struggling down there as well. He's super nervous. Last time he was out, he was airlifted from a bad flip. Oh gosh. Just want to help ease his mind. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hey, you know what the best thing is? It's just to strap that helmet back on, get back out there, just try it again. You know, you got to try it again, and you know, maybe go out for hot laps or help, you know, pack the track in or something. Do whatever you got to do. See the 2 ride also turned around there. That is not Evan Stefanski, that is Cameron Stefanski turned around there. Looks like Cameron having some issues there in the 2 ride as well. Going to stay out there on the racetrack. Doesn't come down pit side. His tires definitely starting to fall off by extreme amounts, and we're seeing these drivers just having their hands full, just trying to hang on to them every single corner, just trying to keep these cars pointed in the right direction. As, oh, close one right there for our second place driver, as Johnny Ratley almost got a piece of the spun around 32 of Mr. Jacob Stefanski down there on the bottom side of the racetrack with 33 riding. Dylan Simmons up into the outside fence right there as Dustin Benton continuing to lead the way here as the big D machine out in front as Rubes Gaming coming in. Dropping that like on the street, my boy Dude Guy coming in, showing the love. What's good, dude? Dude coming in, showing the love with that heart reaction on the broadcast as well. How are you, Brian? How you doing today, my dude? Coming in, showing the love here this evening. Michael King coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. As right now, only 4 drivers left on the lead lap, but some of these drivers have came down pit side. They've gotten an extra set of tires onto these cars, so they're starting to lay down some very, very fast lap times here, trying to get up and work themselves possibly back onto the lead lap. And if our race leaders have an issue, have a tire blowout or anything else, they could use these fresh tires to their advantage to maybe jump up and pick up the race lead here this evening. It's the 19 ride going to slide around the 34 right here of Dustin Benton. There you go. You see the 4-car Ryan Howard rejoining the field here, as well as Dylan Simmons down pit side. He's getting some work done to his car as he's getting that car jacked up and getting some work done to it here, getting a fresh set of tires onto that car as the team going to jack up the left-hand side there and get some more work done to it there, get an extra set of 2 tires onto that car. So tire blowouts, unfortunately drivers having issues as here comes our race leader, Dustin Benton, down pit side. So Benton with the tire blowout as well, now down pit side, and that's going to forfeit the lead back to the 1 rider, Johnny Ratley. Is Ratley back out in front? I don't know if Ratley's going to be able to hang on to it though for, my gosh, 30, I don't even know how, 40 more laps left to go here in this race. We're already seeing tire blowouts. I don't know if these drivers can make it the whole way without having to come down pit side, but Johnny Ratley, one of the best in the business, to do it. He's trying to get her done here in this one. So he's trying to keep that 1 right out there on the racetrack. And see the 34 getting back under power there, rejoining the field down in corner number 1 as the big team machine gonna jump back out there. Seth Castle finds himself up in position number 2 here. So Castle into that 2nd position. Fortunately, he is about 16 and a half seconds back behind our race leader, Johnny Ratley. Is Ratley out in front, continue to lead the way. Steven Stefanski back there in position number 4, looking for more. Bo Begnode there in position number 5 on the racetrack. So the Dodge 9 ride having a good run there in 5th with Dakota Proud there in position number 6. Logan Dinsmore there in position number 7. Samuel Hubbard, Ryan Howard, Dylan Simmons rounding out our top 10. Chris Littrell there in position number 11 with Troy Owensby in 12th. Sean Powers, Aaron Martin, Jacob Stefanski, Evan Stefanski, Cameron Stefanski rounding out our top 17 with Jeff Kendrick there in the 18th position. And our last driver out there on the racetrack is Cliff Winders, Cliff Turner, Travis Barkley, Jordan Miller, Brandon Blackman, Zach Clark, Brody Osberger, Dean Chance, Scott Messer, all taking their rides off the racetrack here already in this one. So only 18 drivers. Here we go. Our race leader, the 1 ride, Johnny Ratley down pit side here. He's looking to get some work done, looking to get some service done to that 1 machine as he's looking to get a fresh set of tires put onto this 1 car. Things are going to get very, very interesting here in our final 35 laps of this race. 35 laps left to go. Our race leaders coming down for their green flag pit stops here after tire blowouts and having to get a fresh set of tires onto their cars as see Seth Castle drive around the 1 machine out in front now as Dustin Benton there in position number 2. Johnny Ratley in 3rd, rejoining the field here, and that's the gap right now. Dustin Benton came in with about a 2nd lead advantage over that 1 ride of Johnny Ratley, but came in a little bit sooner, but it's helping him out here as he's got about a 7-second advantage now over that 1 machine of Johnny Ratley. And Seth Castle still looking strong out there on the racetrack. Hasn't came down pit side yet, trying to use that those old tires to his advantage here right now, trying to maybe see if he can make it the whole 125 laps without having to come down pit side. As you see, one of the Stefanskis having some issues there as the 2 ride now some contact. The 4 cars come together as the 4, Seth Castle going around. A big hit as the 9 ride gets a piece of him. Oh, tough break right there for Seth Castle as there goes the 32. There's the 9 car into him. The 2 ride there as well as Dustin Bent going to work himself right around those drivers. And he's going to drive around the 4 machine of Seth Castle. So move Castle back into position number 2 here. So his strategy kind of might be out the window now. And he may be looking to head down pit side here sooner rather than later for this 4 machine of Seth Castle. It's the big lead of Dustin Bent out in front leading the way here once again. Johnny Ratley back about 7 seconds here in position number 3. You see Steven Stefanski there in 4. Dakota Brown in position number 5. Bo Beckno there in position number 6. Logan Dinsmore, Samuel Hubbard, Ryan Howard, and Dylan Simmons rounding out our top 10. Troy Owensby, Chris Littrell, Sean Powers, Aaron Martin, Jacob Stefanski rounding out our top 15. These guys continue to put on a great show here for us. We're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We're going to crank it up. Here's the Stefanskis getting together right in front of their Throttle Down Motorsports teammate there, Dustin Bent. Is Bent going to work himself right around him here. Here's another Stefanski joining the field there, Autumn, as we are going to crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. drivers continue to put on a great show here for us. The laps continue to get clicked down in a quick hurry as this one's coming to a close here in a quick fashion as Dustin Benton out in front has a 6.75 second lead between himself and Johnny Ratley as Ratley with a few lap extra tire here on him as he came down pit side about 3-4 laps after the 34 ride did. So we'll have to see if that helps him out late in this run later on in the evening, but we only get 20 laps left to go here. 20 laps out of 125 here for these drivers to pick up the checkered flag or to go home without anything here this evening as we'll get ready to pull our top 5 into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews here. As long as they're in the Discord, we will pull them in as the big T-Machine of Dustin Benton out in front, continuing to lead the way. You see the one ride of Johnny Ratley trying to figure out a way for him in that one ride to work himself up towards the front of the field here and to try to run down our race leader. Unfortunately, he's starting to run out of time and unfortunately sliding further and further back away from the 34 as Dustin now to about a 7.6 second advantage between himself and this one machine of Johnny Ratley. Steven Stefanski in position number 3 here. Steven with a great run in position number 3 as Dakota Brown back there in position number 4 and Samuel Hubbard rounding out our top 5. Ryan Howard in 6th with Dylan Simmons in that 7th position. Bo Begnode there in position number 8 with Chris Littrell there in position number 9 and Sean Powers rounding out our top 10. Logan Dinsmore, Troy Owenby, Aaron Martin, Jacob Stefanski, Cameron Stefanski, Jeff Kendrick, and Evan Stefanski rounding out our field of active drivers. Seth Castle has also taken his car off the racetrack, so a dump break there for the 4 line of Seth Castle as he was looking very strong out there on the racetrack, but no one has looked better here this evening than this 34 ride, staying the most consistent here at the front of the field, especially over these last probably about 30 laps or so after a good battle between himself and Johnny Ratley for quite a few laps. We saw they make a little bit of contact. Ratley fell back about a second there, then tried to chase him down for about 10 laps, and then they had to come in for some green flag pit stops. As we saw Dustin come down first, the one ride can seem to lead. Led for a few laps, then came down pit side himself after blowing that right rear tire and getting a fresh set of tires onto that one ride and back out onto the racetrack. He was about 6.5 seconds behind our race leader. Unfortunately, he's actually lost ground on that number 34, but he's trying to reel him back in here again, but slow increments here around USA International Speedway for the one ride, trying to hunt down this big D-Machine of Dustin Benton. Steven Stefanski having himself a great run there in position number 3 here. Has been up inside basically the top 5, top 10 all evening long and finds himself late in this race there in position number 3 with Dakota Brown. Back in position number 4 in looking for more. Samuel Hubbard with a great run in the PJ Pompam number 2 ride there in position number 5. As Dustin Benton continues to lead the way. Benton out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done as the laps continue to get clicked off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. It's some great racing action here this evening from the beautiful USA International Speedway. You can see some drivers still trying to hang on, still trying to figure out their rides as these things are very, very loose, very tricky to run and maneuver around the racetrack. It's now Dustin Benton getting into Sean Powers, giving him a couple shots, so our race leader getting into some lap traffic right there as Dustin trying to just work himself up into that victory lane here as Johnny Ratley has knocked down about a second here in that second position. No lap traffic now in front of him or our race leader, Dustin Benton. And he's got a couple cars there in front of him, but he's looking pretty solid here as he moves right up and around the 9 ride there. As been moved there by Bo to be able to let him go by. Actually, that was Troy Owenby that let the race leader, Dustin Benton, go on by him there as Dustin going to head down across the start finish line, clicking off another lap here as he sees the double high 5 from our flagman with 10 more laps left to go here in this one. 10 more circuits for Dustin Benton to pick up the win as, man, 115 laps already in the books. 10 more laps left to go here as Slingshot Sim Racing coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the stream. DP1 RTV coming in with that like as well. My boy Black Phoenix coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream as well. How are you, Black Phoenix? How you doing today? And my boy Racing Jason Fontaine coming in, dropping the thumbs up on the broadcast as well. Says, what's up, my man? What's up, Jason? What's good, my boy? How are you? How you doing? How's the real life stock car treat? How's it looking? How's it looking, buddy? I mean, I'm not close enough to Niagara Falls to run down there and get videos for you, Jason, but if you want, get some photos or something. If you want, we can make a cool video for you and do like a little reveal on PeaceMaker Gaming for your new paint scheme this year. I know you always got a hot, fresh paint scheme on that 1J ride, and we can use that to not only get it out more for your sponsors and everything else using my channel, but also could have us reach more people as well and gain more followers here on PeaceMaker Gaming as well. So if you want to want something done, if you want me to make a quick little video or something with some photos and videos or anything else of the 1J ride, you let me know. You let me know. Dustin Benton out in front, continuing to lead the way here. The Big D Machine looking very, very strong, but unfortunately he's starting to slide backwards as here comes the number one rider, Johnny Ratley. He's under 5 seconds away now from Dustin Benton. So Benton in position number one, but the one rider, Johnny Ratley, trying to hunt him down. She's coming, boys, of course. I'll fix you boys up with that. That would be amazing. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Listen, once you get her done, you get her all wrapped up and looking pretty like you always do, you let me know, and I'll make sure to get some photos and videos or whatever else from you. And if I can make it down to Niagara Falls at some point in time, which I hope to do a few times this year, hit up Maryville and the Big O and everything else, and maybe a little Humberstone in there as well if there's a special event or something, and see some all of you guys racing and everything else would be pretty cool little video. I'll turn it into like a vlog or something as well, and get some cool video and get everyone in there and make a day out of it. Make a day out of it, or actually probably make a weekend out of it, or at least a week out of it, and make some cool content. It's Dustin Benton out in front, gonna click off another lap here as he hits 4 more laps left to go here in this one. Is Dustin looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here today. Johnny Ratley about 4.6 seconds away from him here, trying to find this extra gear, trying to run him down. Unfortunately, starting to run out of time. He also has some lap traffic here in front of him that he's going to have to try to figure out how to get through in a quick hurry if he's even going to want to have a shot at running down our race leader, Dustin Benton. Of course, brother, you're always welcome. Absolutely, Jason. Absolutely, my dude. I want to start making a lot of cool offline content, so vlogs and whatever else. So, going to the racetrack, making a video and stuff out of that, or at the racetrack and stuff. Maybe making videos of in the shop, joking with the boys, and working on cars, or going to the golf course, going bowling, go-karting, whatever we end up doing throughout the week or whatever else, just making cool little videos out of it, making like little challenges for the crew as well to do, and some cool things. We make some cool videos and stuff. Maybe we can get a cool place to go and rent out for a couple hours or something like that, whether or not it's the racetrack itself. That's actually a really cool idea. We could do like a hide and seek video. We could get like 7 or 8 guys together and everyone meet at the racetrack a little early or something before they open, and then do like a hide and seek video at like Merkley or something like that. That'd be pretty dope. I'd be into that. It's Dustin Benton out in front. Dustin continuing to lead the way as Johnny Ratley there in position number 2. Steven Stefanski there in third. As the white flag has been displayed is down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4 for the final time here at a corner number 4. The 34 machine of Dustin Benton is going to see the checkered flag fly after 125 laps of racing action. The Big D Machine is going to park it up here in the USA International Speedway victory lane. What a run and what a drive right there for the Big D Machine. Is Johnny Ratley in second, Steven Stefanski coming home in third, Dakota Proud there in fourth, and Ryan Howard rounding out our top 5 here this evening. But it's all Dustin Benton as Benton picks up the win, and he's going to park this 34 ride up in the USA International Speedway victory lane. What a run and what a drive right there by these drivers, man. 125 laps of racing action. 125 laps around USA International Speedway. That is a long. They put in some serious work here this evening, and Dustin able to pick up the win and park his ride up here in victory lane after a hard-fought battle. Lap after lap after lap, he put in a ton of work and a ton of action right there with that one ride of Johnny Ratley. Is Ratley coming home in position number 2 here on the evening, as he was right there, led some laps himself and looked very, very strong. Steven Stefanski with a great run in his Throttle Down Motorsports Sunrise Racing number 15 ride there in position number 3. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the Precision Auto Body, Throttle Down Motorsports, WB Creative Designs, racing for Randy number 23, the Big D machine, the Big D Landscaping, number 34 of Dustin Benton picking up the win here in this one, as he's going to push his teammate here, Dakota Proud, up towards the front here, as trying to get the top 4 into the picture here. I'm not sure if Dakota has ran out of fuel or what on that 19 ride, as he's getting a shove down here by his teammate as they're trying to get them all lined up. So, cool gesture there out of our race winner, Dustin Benton, trying to help his teammate get lined up here for a quick little photo session here. This is where we need the Benny Hill music in behind here. That's what we need, is a little Benny Hill music here for them trying to get all these drivers lined up for post-race photos. He's trying to help him out as much as possible. Here you go, he's trying to shove him backwards now. I don't know how much that's going to work. Is it's just going to jack up his car? You got to go head on into him. Oh, he's getting a little push, a little push, a little push. Back it up again, hit him harder again. Dustin, hit him harder again. You might get him. He's trying to get him lined up, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly but surely, he's going to get it. He's going to figure it out. He's going to get this 19 right where he needs to be here on the racetrack. Plus 17 spots. I'll take it, says Aaron M29. Yes, Sirski, a great run, a great drive there for you, Aaron. A lot of fun out there on the racetrack, man. That's a long race and a lot of fun out there. I mean, would have been nicer to have more cars stay in there and keep on racing and keep on running, but nonetheless, man, a great run and a great show here by all these drivers, but none better than that 34 today. It's Dustin Benton picking up the win and parking his ride up here in victory lane. As what a run, what a drive right there for the Big D machine of Dustin Benton. Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here for some post-race interviews. You see Johnny Ratley up here for his post-race interview. We're waiting for the Big D himself, Dustin Benton, to hop in here, and maybe a couple of the other drivers as well to jump in here for some post-race interviews. There we go. There's Dustin jumping in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our race winner, Dustin Benton, up here in the broadcast booth. We're going to pull him in for his post-race interview. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Dustin, my boy, how tired are you right now after 125 laps of racing action around USA International Speedway, man? And it wasn't very easy out there. This racetrack burnt up, and it was very, very slick. These cars were a handful once the tires started to fall off. And then we saw Johnny Ratley, Dakota Proud, all putting on a great show here for us at the start of this race. You guys duked it out for about the first 50 laps. Dakota started to fall off. Johnny hung right there with you. And then after that green flag pit stop, after your right rear started to go down, you take it down pit side, you get those tires changed, you're back out there onto the racetrack, and you're able to basically leapfrog the one ride into a solid 7-second advantage there. And he was just ran out of time, couldn't catch you quick enough, as you were able to bring that 34 ride home with a big, big lead here in this one after 125 laps at the racetrack.
Yeah, I'm wore out, that's for sure. I started about lap 75, I started sweating, and I'm in VR, and that shit was running all down my face, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. But yeah, I didn't want to push it as hard as Johnny wanted to, I don't guess. But he was making me be up on the wheel and drive. So yeah, we had a good battle there, and he got me a couple times because I'd check up for lap cars, and he'd drive her on in there, and I was checking up, and then we we did a little beating and banging, but that's what this series is about. It's an enduro. I mean, if you can rub on them and pass them, so be it. That's the name of the game in here. Just can't straight line or door nobody or spin anybody out. But yeah, it was fun. And then I come out of the pits, and Johnny pitted, and when he got out, I had like a 6 second lead, and then I grew it up to 7 seconds, and somebody in our Discord said something about fuel, and I was like, oh shit, I might need to save a little bit. So I started running about half throttle, and it was letting Johnny catch me, but I wasn't worried about it until he got to me, and then I would have started going again. But yeah, it was a good race.
Absolutely a great race and a lot of fun, and it's a bigger racetrack here, making it that much more difficult for you guys. But really, even though you had a lot more racing room and a lot less cars out there, but really virtually the same amount of cars towards the end of this one, it still seemed very, very difficult for you guys to maneuver around the racetrack. You guys were pinned down there on the inside, but being a bigger racetrack compared to the small track like Lanier, was it a little bit more hectic with the Lanier race than what this race was, or which one would be the better one in your opinion?
Well, honestly, Aaron, I think I like the bigger tracks better because everybody has to pit. Like everybody's gonna get a blowout. It's just determined on when you get it and where you're at. Like Dakota was running more the top early on in the race when he was up there with me and Johnny, and so he burned his tire up about, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps before I did. I think it might have been more than that, and so he pitted, and I was like, dang, I might come out. And when I went to pit, I was like, dang, I might come out and be behind him, and I was able to come out and be uh, right in front of him, I think. And then I got pretty lucky going through guys that was spun out and lap traffic and this, that, and the other. I don't think I ever spun around in this race. I got into and shit like that some, but as far as getting wrecked, I don't think I got wrecked at all. So that's the reason I was able to pick up the win.
Absolutely. And take us back through that little bit of a battle there before, we saw you guys come down for green flag pit stops there with tire blowouts. But we saw you and Johnny Radley just door to door there for a lot of laps, man. Take us back through that one, knowing that you guys were already, a feature length into this race, being 50, 60 laps into this race, and here you two are still door to door duking it out, rubbing and scrubbing around the racetrack and battling for that race lead. And then eventually you were able to get that top spot, open up about a second lead there on him, and then a few laps later you had to come down pit side yourself.
Yeah, I love racing with Johnny. Always have. We used to be teammates years ago. Uh, and I always know that I can race door to door, side by side, rub a little bit with Johnny, and we can do it back and forth to each other. And neither one of us is going to be over aggressive. Neither one of us is going to take the other one out. So it's nice to be able to race with somebody like that for so many laps. I mean, we probably was within a half a second of each other, probably at least half of this race, if not more than that. So I mean, it was fun, intense, and wore you out for sure.
Absolutely a very tough and physically demanding race here this evening for you, as you're able to pick up the checkered flag and be the reflection of perfection as you park that ride up in victory lane. Dustin, who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
First and foremost, I gotta thank you, Aaron, for all that you do for us. Best broadcaster on planet Earth. I don't care what anybody says. Uh, I try so hard sometimes to and I'm not trying to down anybody, but I try so hard to watch other people's broadcasts sometimes, and it's like I'm being lulled to sleep. After you listen to Aaron, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to watch anything besides Peacemaker Gaming. Uh, and there's a lot of guys that are good out there. You're just that much better than the good ones. And I got to thank all my Throttle Down Motorsports teammates for all they do, and all of us having a pretty good night tonight. I know Jake's wheel literally come off in his hand, and he had to sit down on the side of the track and put screws back in his wheel. So he didn't have the best night, but all in all, it was a good night for the team. And I gotta thank Precision Auto Body, Big D's Lawn Care, Forever Tan and Boutique, and then we gotta give a shout out to old Wade at WB Creative Designs for always making us look fresh out on the track. And tonight we debuted our Enduro car. It's a patchwork car, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely looking very, very cool there. As you said, a patchwork car. We noticed that it seemed to be a bunch of different race cars that you've ran over the last few weeks and last few seasons, kind of all slammed together, a little piece off of one, a little piece off of another, and kind of just putting every piece of these race cars together there to make the one, and looking very, very fresh, looking very cool out there on the racetrack. And I like it because the Enduro series, which has been a lot of fun, but we've seen a lot of big wrecks, a lot of accidents out there on the racetrack, which makes it more realistic that after 125 laps or after a long season that you would be putting in a bunch of different body panels on that car, just making it so they can go out there on the racetrack and not be disqualified for missing pieces. So it's definitely a really cool concept, and I definitely like the thought of that paint scheme.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been meaning to have him do it for a while because I knew that we was doing this, and last week right before the race, I messaged him because come across my mind again. He got it done for us this week, and yeah, it's just body panels of each car we had lying around, patch them together and bring out our old junky car because it's an enduro race, buddy.
100%, brother, and it looks very fresh right there in victory lane as you get it done here this evening. Dustin, congratulations, a great run and a great race, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack with it next Monday for the start of the Throttle Down Motorsports Enduro Series next week. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we look forward to it.
Yes, sir. We all look forward to it, and anybody out there that's interested, just ask Aaron for the Discord or hit me up on Facebook or Discord, and I can get you in the Discord, and you can sign up in there and send in the league application on iRacing, and you're good to go. All of them will be broadcasted here by the best, Aaron, and we start next Monday night for points racing, so come join the fun.
Heck yeah, brother. We look forward to it. Peace out for now, my boy. It's a great run and a great drive.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Have a good evening, sir.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, Dustin Benton, as Dustin picks up the checkered flag here in this one. We're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher now, Johnny Ratley, coming home here in position number 2. We're going to pull Johnny up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey, Johnny, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Sure.
Johnny, my boy, a great run and a great race here as you were right there inside the top 3, top 2, pretty much all evening long. You were able to jump up and lead a few laps there, but unfortunately after those, green flag pit stops for you and Dustin Benton, you unfortunately just came out of the pits there so far back. You're about 6.5, almost 7 seconds behind that 34 right after your pit stop, and just trying to catch up to him, trying to run him down there, and you just didn't have enough time late in this race to be able to jump up and get back to that 34 machine.
No, me and Dustin was having a pretty good race right there and before the pit stops, I don't know the 2 car. I don't know. I mean, he kind of got me and made me kind of stop in the track, and so allowed Dustin to get ahead about 6 seconds on me. And I knew unless he ran into some trouble, there wasn't no way I was going to be able to catch back up with him. That one little incident right there cost me to be able to race with him, man. But we was having a hell of a race. Bro, I don't know, it seemed like about 100 laps today.
Absolutely. This is a very, very big racetrack. And yeah, we saw you guys duke it out for a long time here. And even right from the drop of the green flag, we saw, yourself and, Dakota Proud right there in the mix as well, as you guys kind of duked it out. The top 3 of you kind of just drove away from the rest of the field and battled there for quite a while. Then we saw Dakota kind of fall off there a little bit and slide back behind Jizz, but then it was you and Dustin, door to door for a lot of laps there for, what seemed to probably be at least 15, maybe 20 laps out there on the racetrack. And then, unfortunately, we saw that little bit of contact with you and Dustin where you kind of got a little loose. He went down the racetrack, had to get onto the binders without getting into the inside fence. And then shortly after that, we saw the contact with the two cars spinning around, getting a piece of you, and then struggling, getting the car back under power quickly, back on, through the gears and up to speed. And obviously, by the time you get that all said and done, 6, 7, 8 seconds off the board there behind the race leader, as Dustin was able to just use that to his advantage. And that one mistake, that one slip up, that one incident out there on the racetrack really just hindering your opportunity here, and Dustin just being Dustin and, hitting his marks, not making mistakes, and keeping himself out of trouble out there on the racetrack never really opened up the opportunity for you to get back to him to try to take this win away.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'm tired as hell. 125 laps, man. I think I've raced like 5 times in the past 6 months. I've been watching you. I've been watching the broadcast, but I ain't been racing, man. That about wore me out. I'm trying to get back into it.
Absolutely. Definitely a hard one to get into, man. USA is one of those racetracks that, is really not a long racetrack, but it feels like a very, very long racetrack, and it takes a lot out of you. It's very wide corners. You got to be, on the ball every single corner, as this racetrack, we saw basically after about 50 laps became very, very slick, where you can slide up into the outside wall in a quick hurry, which would put yourself into, a hole, getting, up into that fence and breaking a right front or getting spun around or anything else. And then, just so many different factors throughout this race that came into play that makes it that much more difficult, not only just mentally physical on you, but also, physically physical on you, because you got to be, I don't want to say in shape, but you got to be somewhat of a durable person to be able to run that 125 laps, which was virtually pretty much an hour long, an hour straight of just running nonstop laps.
I know, and the worst thing about it is I just got off work. I've been working for the last 26 hours now. I've been up, so I mean, I'm tired as hell. I'm ready to go to bed.
Well, Johnny, I won't keep you any longer then, brother, as I know you're probably looking to just, pound a beer or two back and pass out or something. But, man, a great run, a great race. Who would you like to thank for such a great performance here this evening?
And man, I want to thank you, man, Aaron. I ain't been able to race here for a long time, man, and I just been watching your broadcast, man. I love watching you. You do an awesome job, man. I got to keep up with these guys. I'm trying to get back into it, get on here and start running a few of these series here coming up, man. It's a blast watching you, man. You do a hell of a job. I want to thank Dustin for putting this on and getting ready to start this, and I want to thank all my guys on at Dirt Warrior Racing. I ain't been on a lot to race with them guys, man, but I love them guys. I want to thank Evil Ones Graphics, Stunt Fabrications, JRE, Hammerhead His Leather Shop, J&D Landscape, and I Racing I Flag, Evil One Graphics, Team BCR Sim Products, and 304 Roots, man. Peace out, brother. See you next time.
Absolutely, Johnny. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations on the second place run. We'll let you go and take an ice bath and maybe pass out.
Hell yeah, I gotta go take a bath. I'm sweating.
All right, see you, mister.
Yeah, later on, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Mr. Johnny Ratley. Is Johnny coming home there in position number 2 in that one machine? Is what a run and what a drive. Butt Crack Motorsports coming in, dropping that follow over there on Facebook. Butt Crack Motorsports, welcome to the PeaceMaker family. Welcome to the PeaceMaker Crew, coming in, showing the love, smashing that follow button. Philip King coming in with the like as well. Chuma coming in, dropping the thumbs up on the broadcast as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher, our third place driver here into the broadcast booth, as well as we're going to pull in Steven Stefanski here, our third place finisher on the evening, up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Steven, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Steven, man, a great run and a great race as you struggled a little bit early on in this one. Slowly but surely, though, you were able to work yourself up into position number 3, just trying to stay on the lead lap, trying to run down our race leaders. Unfortunately, no mistakes, no big hits for the 34 or the one run to really, keep you back there, keep you hindered and not being able to make up the ground you need to run them down here in this race.
Yeah, I was a little tight there in the beginning, like I figured I would be. But once the track got a little slicker, I got a little bit better on as it went. And yeah, those guys were fast. I had nothing for them to catch up to them.
Absolutely, two fast cats up there in front of you, but a lot of fast drivers back there behind you here as you're able to keep a lot of cars back there and park that 15 right up here in the third position. It's got to feel pretty dang good after a hard-fought race, 125 laps around USA's got to feel about like 4 races long here this evening.
Yeah, USA definitely puts on a very long race, especially with 125 laps. And yeah, it was fun, but also difficult at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we like to hear is that you guys had fun out there on the racetrack because the fun is going to start here in just a little bit for our first race of the series about to get underway next week, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that and looking forward to having some more good runs like you did here this evening as you parked that 15 right up in position number 3. Steven, who would you like to thank for such a strong run and strong performance here this evening?
Entire family, Throttle Down Motorsports, the whole team. We all keep working together great, as we say in every interview. We just keep pushing along here. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to the league when it starts up, and that's it.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack next Monday, Stephen. We look forward to hopefully seeing you back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better and up in victory lane yourself one of these nights.
Yeah, it's definitely coming, Aaron. It's definitely coming.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, and hopefully you get a good shot at it there next Monday.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a good night.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Steven Stefanski. Steven coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive for that 15 machine as he comes home in that third and final podium finish. As these drivers putting on a heck of a show and a heck of a race here for us, lap after lap after lap, going to battle, duking it out, and putting on a great race and great event here for us all evening long. As unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here this evening in this one, as these drivers put on a great show, a great race, 125 laps of racing action. And if you haven't already, you're still watching this, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on PeaceMaker Gaming. As we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I don't know, we might hop on and do something throughout the middle of the day, maybe run some laps ourselves, or maybe some Call of Duty or something tomorrow afternoon. But tomorrow evening, we'll be back in action as we have the HCK Beagles Truck Series tomorrow night for another big race and another big run. I do believe they're headed to, I could be wrong here, but I think it might be the iRacing Super Speedway. So little Super Speedway action here this week, and it's going to be a lot of fun and a good show there with those guys. They always put on a wicked show in those Super Speedway races when we get 40, 50 trucks out there on the racetrack. Makes things very, very fun for us up in the broadcast booth. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a run, what a race, what a show!